3, 4, and 5, you are found guilty as charged. Accused 2, Mr. Snyman, in respect of counts 4 and 6, you are found not guilty and discharged. You may be seated.
Is the court pleases?
Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today's story is one that has shaken South Africa's political world to its core. Julius Malema, the Commander-in-Chief of the Economic Freedom Fighters, is once again making headlines, and this time, it's not about parliament walkouts or fiery speeches. It's about a resurfaced court case involving an illegal firearm, one that could reportedly land him behind bars for 10 to 15 years if things go south. Yes, you heard that right. The man who's built his entire political brand around defiance and revolution might soon be facing the very system he's spent years fighting against. And what's more intriguing is that this story isn't just about a weapon, it's about power, politics, and the old tug-of-war between Julius Malema and the ruling African National Congress. So, let's go back a bit. The firearm saga first made headlines years ago after an incident during an EFF rally, where Malema was accused of discharging a firearm in public. The footage, which circulated online at the time, showed a man, allegedly Malema, firing what appeared to be a rifle into the air during a crowd celebration. He later insisted that it was nothing but a symbolic act, not an actual firearm, and that no one was harmed. The charges, however, lingered like a ghost that refused to disappear. Fast forward to today, and that ghost has returned, louder and more politically charged than ever. Reports are now suggesting that the National Prosecuting Authority is ready to revive the case, citing new evidence and political pressure to show accountability. But to Malema and his loyal supporters, this is nothing short of a witch hunt. They believe it's a desperate attempt by the government and the ANC to silence one of their fiercest critics, especially at a time when the country's political scene is more divided than ever. Now, Malema has never been one to stay quiet when under attack. In a statement earlier this week, he dismissed the allegations as nonsense and insisted that no one was hurt, no crime was committed, and that the state was simply trying to distract the public from its failures. He even went further to say that his legal team is ready to rain hell on anyone who tries to push this case into trial. His lawyer reportedly said they will not only challenge the charges but also expose what they describe as the political motives behind them. It's classic Malema style, bold, confrontational, and unfiltered. And, truth be told, South Africa has seen this movie before. Whenever Julius is cornered, he turns the moment into a political spectacle. Remember his battles with SARS over unpaid taxes? Or his fiery response to parliament suspensions? Each time, he transforms controversy into momentum. His supporters rally, his critics fume, and his popularity somehow rises. But this time, the stakes might be higher. A conviction for illegal firearm possession or public discharge could potentially end his political career, or at least pause it. The possible 10 to 15-year prison sentence being discussed is not a light matter. It's the kind of punishment that could reshape the entire political landscape ahead of the 2026 local government elections. The EFF, of course, is already framing this as a politically motivated attack. Some senior members have suggested that the case was revived now to weaken their growing influence, especially in provinces like KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng, where they've been making serious inroads. To them, this is not about law and order, it's about power, control, and fear. And, to be fair, they might have a point. South African politics has always been a battlefield where legal cases often carry political undertones. Many observers still recall how Jacob Zuma's corruption charges were entangled in political intrigue, or how ANC internal conflicts often spill into the courtroom. So, for Malema supporters, this feels like history repeating itself, just with a red beret instead of a green, black, and gold one. However, for critics, this case is long overdue. They argue that Malema has built a reputation of operating above the law, using his charisma and political power to escape accountability. To them, justice must apply to everyone, no matter how influential they are. And if that means the EFF leader faces prison time, so be it. The real question now is, what happens if Malema is indeed convicted? Could the EFF survive without him at the helm? The party's identity is deeply tied to his leadership and personality. For many young South Africans, Malema represents courage, rebellion, and unfiltered truth. But for others, he's a populist who plays with fire, both literally and politically. Still, if history has taught us anything, it's that Malema's political story never ends where people expect. Even if the court pushes ahead, and even if he's found guilty, one can imagine him turning prison bars into a platform, a modern-day martyr of political struggle, using every moment to amplify his message against what he calls state oppression. Meanwhile, the ANC finds itself in a tricky spot. If they push too hard, they risk looking vindictive and strengthening Malema's anti-establishment image. But if they back off, they appear weak and inconsistent on law enforcement. It's a political balancing act that could either restore public confidence or blow up in their faces. And let's not forget the humor in all of this, because, in South African politics, even the darkest moments often come with irony. Imagine a courtroom showdown where Malema, never one to bite his tongue, turns the entire trial into a national stage. You can almost hear him say, "This is not a court, this is a political theater," while his supporters chant outside in red t-shirts, singing struggle songs louder than ever. One thing is certain, this case is about much more than just a firearm. It's about a clash of power, a test of influence, and a reminder that in South Africa, politics is really a calm affair. Every headline, every accusation, and every courtroom exchange becomes part of the nation's ongoing story of democracy and dissent. As of now, Malema remains defiant, his party stands by him, and his lawyer has promised to expose what they call a politically engineered plot. Whether or not the government will actually proceed with sentencing or push this to trial remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, this battle is only beginning, and it could redefine the future of South African opposition politics. So, what do you think? Is Julius Malema being unfairly targeted by a nervous political establishment? Or is this finally the moment when accountability catches up with him? Share your thoughts below, we want to hear your take on this explosive development. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay informed about South Africa's fast-changing political landscape, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay curious, stay informed, and stay critical. See you next time.